Today's video is brought to you by campingsurvival.com. Please click the link below, and for all your camping and survival gear, please visit campingsurvival.com. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Greene. You're watching Greene of AMTV Alternative Media Television. This story is developing. Boston is in complete lockdown. Martial law has virtually been declared. The people of Boston have been told not to use mass transit. In fact, it's been shut down. They've been told to stay in their homes up to multiple days until they find this last suspect, allegedly. This is an alleged suspect on the loose. Now, let me first start by saying the mainstream media has gotten so much information wrong up until this point that we can't trust a darn thing that they tell us. Initially, it was a Saudi national who was a suspect that lived at the Revere apartment complex. Then he was cleared. Now he's mysteriously being deported outside of the country. He's innocent, but he's being deported on grounds of national security. Then they had all these photos come out that they released. Internet sleuths were going through the photos. We had the link with Chris Kyle, his company, Craft International, the ball caps, the gentleman with the khakis, military grade boots, etc. No one in the mainstream media wanted to touch it. Nobody wanted to talk about it. It was up to the alternative media and AMTV to bring that exclusively to you. Those unanswered questions. Then the mainstream media identified another suspect, a gentleman with the video footage showing his pants get blown off. They said that he was a potential threat, another suspect, and he was cleared. Now, allegedly, we have two new suspects with a Chechen background. One of them became a citizen here of the United States September 11th, 2012. One of them is dead, conveniently. Of course, they always die. It's just like Christopher Dorner, Pat Tillman, Andrew Breitbart. They kill them before they can talk. Now, an aunt just came out, said that they have been set up, said that it's a staged event, alluded to the fact that it's a conspiracy, so she doesn't believe it. That's just came out, laying more credibility to the fact of what we've been bringing you from the very beginning, that none of this smells right. It all looks staged. It looks like it's being used for political gain, for political advantage. Of course, there's massive gun control bill legislation moving through Congress and the Senate. It was just shot down. The Senate did not get its 60 votes needed. Obama is working this through. Vice President Joe Biden came out a few days ago, said the president is now considering executive action, executive order to accomplish this political objective of gun control and really just pushing this tyranny on the American people, in my opinion. So nothing about this story smells right at all. We have had so many conflicting reports. Now we have an aunt indicating it's a conspiracy. Those aren't my words. Those are the aunt. Now, an uncle also spoke earlier today, said that these kids were losers, but that he kind of lost contact with them. The mainstream media is definitely trying to spin this, propagandize to this as a religious motivated act of terrorism, linking this to Islamic terrorism, Muslim extremism. That may or may not be the case. The president of Chechnya said we need to look internally here in America and digest whether or not and evaluate whether or not these are our own problems here within the United States of America. The point of this video is I'm not convinced that these are the suspects. These are alleged suspects, and especially if the other suspect winds up dead before they get to him, I think, in my opinion, lays more claim to the fact that this is a government cover-up, conspiracy, staged terror, act of violence against the American people to achieve a political objective, an objective that has been in the works since the very day President Barack Obama came to power. He is now in his second term. The Senate, again, I was very proud of the Senate, knocked down the gun legislation bill. Now he needs added support. He needs these controls. This is all about fear-mongering and using fear tactics to the American people. I mean, hey, take a look at the great city of Boston right now. Lockdown, martial law, streets are closed, Black Hawk helicopters in the streets, military, special forces, FBI, CIA, you know, the full force and power and might of the United States special forces. Where's the Department of Homeland Security in all this? Notice how we haven't seen any real DHS, or at least from the footage I'm getting from the mainstream media and I'm seeing on the streets from great reporters like Luke Wardowski of We Are Change, who is there covering some of these reports via live feed as we speak. None of this makes sense. And it is our job as Americans, and it is my job, as an organization that brings media and truth to the public, to be the watchdog, to ask the tough questions, to investigate what's going on. None of this instinctually feels right. It's been dirty, it's felt dirty, smelled dirty, tasted dirty from the very beginning. I've put up a slew of videos over the past few days, and I just want to get this out to the viewing public because I can only do so much. I can only bring so much information to you, so many reports, upload so many videos, get this content out. But it is truly up to you to get it out there to the American people and to the people of the world. You have to share it. You have to send it to your Facebook accounts, Twitter feeds, social media accounts, etc., and get it out to the viewing public. I can't do that myself. Get this news out here because at the end of the day, what we want is the truth. What I want is the truth. I want to know if this was a government setup, staged terror attack, staged event. And, this is very important. These are important questions that we need to ask as Americans because there is so much to gain here and gain from this politically at this given point of time that not only does it raise an eyebrow, it just raises serious, serious suspicions. Again, why would the mainstream media want to link this to Muslim and Islamic extremism and terrorism so quickly? Why are they linking this to Chechnya and that insurgency and what is there's been many terrorist activity and events in that area of the world over the past several years. A lot of civilians have died. A lot of people have died. Why is there this fear-mongering? We have the Waco blast. That is now in the distance. No one's talking about it anymore. No one even knows what the cause of that was yet. That to me is incredibly suspicious. I reported that on that earlier. Now we have this gigantic smoke screen. Where only anybody can focus on this very myopic, the suspects at large and they're running and the cops and the martial law, and everyone's completely avoiding what's happening in Europe, Cyprus, our economic currency crisis. People can't get their money out of bank accounts. They're printing the dollar into infinity here in the United States. The stock market crashed. Gold has crashed over the past few days. Everybody's eye off the ball. And, no one's even talking about North Korea as the potential propagandized flashpoint, which we've been discussing over the past few days as well. This smells dirty to me. It has since the very beginning. It's been my gut instinct. Please get our message out in this video out to the viewing public. It is truly up to you. You are the resistance. You are the resistance, and it's up to you to get this truth out to the American people. Is this a religious war? Is this a spiritual battle? Is this legitimate Al-Qaeda style Easter Bunny terrorism that we're supposed to be afraid of? The Donald Duck, Osama bin Laden character, Team America, F yeah? Is that the real culprit here? Or is it the federal government that has something to gain? Is it the Obama administration? Is it these people in Washington and Wall Street that still run rampant and have raped America and our citizens over the past several years and several decades, that orchestrate and have no problem drone striking overseas? In fact, that's a question I have for Obama. Where are the drone strikes in Boston, Obama? Where are the drone strikes? You don't care about killing innocent casualties within the terror strike zone overseas in Pakistan and Yemen, Iraq or Afghanistan. Why aren't you launching drone strikes in Boston right now? And so there's so many unanswered questions about this, and there's too much to gain politically. We are being propagandized. I have not even a shadow of doubt in my mind that is not the case. That is the reality. That is the truth. I'm Christopher Greene. You've been watching Greene Wave TV, alternative media television, and I just deliver the Daily Wave. Hard-hitting and in your face. Please get this video out everywhere. Subscribe to us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Get it out to the viewing public. Peace. And please support our sponsor below.